Kia ora. If you're living in Aotearoa or even just thinking about moving here, you know the cost of living is probably the biggest conversation. Well, in this explainer, we're not just going to look at prices, we're going to decode the new rulebook that's going to shape your finances for 2025 and 2026. All right, let's get into it.
So, where do we start? Well, to get a feel for the economic climate, let's just peek across the Tasman for a second. A number like 3.8%, projected for Australia's annual inflation rate in late 2025, kind of sets the stage. You know, it shows the kind of pressure that's in the air. And it's a pretty clear signal that, yeah, every single dollar is going to count.
But here's the thing. Here in New Zealand, the most important changes aren't just about prices going up or down. Nope. The real story is about new laws, new regulations, and brand new systems being put in place. These are the big structural shifts that are going to fundamentally change how you manage your money.
So this trans-Tasman pressure, it's really just the backdrop. It means we need to look past the day-to-day cost of, say, a bottle of milk and really focus on these foundational shifts that are going to impact your budget for years to come.
So let's kick things off with the biggest expense for most households, rent. And you can bet that housing affordability is a massive focus for the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment, or MBIE, as you'll hear me call it. And they're not just watching from the sidelines, they are actively changing the rules of the game.
Now, check this out. This slide has a hard deadline that you're going to want to remember. Circle December 1st, 2025 on your calendar, because that's the day the Residential Tenancies Amendment Act 2024 really kicks in, specifically when it comes to pets. And believe me, this is a huge shift for renters all across the country.
And this breaks down that change perfectly. Before, landlords could pretty much just say, no pets, no questions asked. But after December 1st, it's going to be easier for you to have a pet in your rental property. So, what's the catch? Well, there's a trade-off. Landlords can now ask for a specific pet bond. This means a new potential upfront cost you'll have to budget for. But hey, it also opens up a whole new world of lifestyle choices for thousands of renters, maybe even you.
Of course, you can't talk about costs without talking about what you're actually earning, right? The income side of the equation is just as important. So what's happening there?
Okay, full transparency here. When it comes to an average income for New Zealand, those numbers are always changing. So instead of getting hung up on one specific number, let's look at the powerful tools and policies that are actually going to shape your future earnings.
Just for a quick bit of context, we can see that Australia's average weekly earnings were sitting around $2,000 back in May 2025. Now this just gives us a sense of the regional landscape, because the real story for us here in New Zealand is in the policies being developed right here at home.
So this is what's crucial. These are the three things you want to keep an eye on to understand your earning potential. Fair pay agreements could literally set new wage floors in your industry. An income insurance scheme could give you a much stronger safety net if you find yourself between jobs. And those MBIE labor reports, they're your best guide to see where the job market is actually heading. These are the real engines that will influence your paycheck.
Okay, next up, your monthly bills. This is where some of the most concrete, most immediate changes are coming, especially in how you pay for utilities and manage your day-to-day money.
So we've got three big areas in motion. First, expect a new levy for water as the government overhauls its regulation system. Second, and this is a really big one, open banking officially goes live on December 1st, 2025. And third, you want to keep an eye on your internet and mobile plans, because MBI's work in the background could start to shift prices.
So what on earth is open banking? Well, in short, it's a new rule that forces banks to let you securely share your own financial data with other trusted apps. And why does this matter to you? Because those apps can then hunt for better deals for you. We're talking higher savings rates, lower mortgage interest. It's a system designed to make the banks actually compete for your business, and that could save you some real money. All right, let's bring it right down to the everyday level, what you're spending at the supermarket checkout and at the petrol pump. Because behind the scenes, government strategy is also quietly working to influence these long-term costs.
This table lays it out pretty clearly. For groceries, the government is trying to speed up building consents for new supermarkets, all to encourage more competition. For transport, MBI is actively monitoring fuel prices to make things more transparent. And with credit, you've got new regulations for buy now, pay later services and a crackdown on scams, which is all about giving you better protection. Now, these aren't overnight fixes, but they are long-term plays to make the market fairer for you.
So, when you put all of this together, what does it actually mean for you? It means the old way of just, tracking your spending isn't quite enough anymore. You now have a totally new playbook for managing your money here in New Zealand.
So here it is, your new checklist. First, know your new rights as a renter, especially with pets. Second, get ready for that new water levy on your utility bill. Third, and this is exciting, get ready to use open banking to your advantage. It's a tool being handed directly to you. And finally, just keep an eye on those bigger market shifts happening with groceries and fuel.
And that really is the core takeaway here. This proactive awareness, it's like your new financial superpower. By understanding these new systems, in renting, in banking, in your consumer rights, you can go from being a passenger to being in the driver's seat of your own financial future.
The rules are definitely being rewritten. It's no longer just about earning more and spending less, it's about understanding this new system and making it work for you. So the only question left is, are you ready to read the new playbook?